BAROU just became the successor of Isagi and King of Ubers. bluelock Chapter 215 successor. The chapter starts with Ubers on a short counter. Through the exchange of tactics and ideas, a unified Ubers easily steals the ball and attacks on the short counter. Can Master Munchen repel their attack? Kagomura is bracing for a possible shoot to the goal and saying that the way Ubers flip the switch is hella impressive. Now who's going to shoot? Nico passes the ball to Sendo. Kagomura is seeing how their passes are linked without any stops. Then the ball goes to BAROU. From that point, the BAROU will never pass the ball to anyone. Yukimiya and another VM player are heading towards BAROU to cut off his angle. Yukimiya tells Kagomura, "I'll cut off his shooting angle, rest is up to you." But surprisingly, BAROU with an unsatisfied face passes the ball to Nico, opposite to what Yukimiya and Kagomura expected. Kagomura says, "BAROU passed for real? How the hell did they get him to do that?" Nico's got no. He switched with Sendo. Kagomura is really shocked about their highly coordinated teamwork. A 1-2 with no look in that congested space? And when he comes to himself, he can't find the ball. In front of Kagomura, Birkenstock is marking on BAROU. Corona's on Nico and Mensa with Sendo. Kagomura says, "I can't see." Then there's a sudden shoot, so it's too late for Kagomura to notice. The shot was from BAROU, and in the next panel we get the continuation of the flashback we got in the previous chapter. After Safi explained what Uber's philosophy is, BAROU said, "You think soccer is a work? What a weak, irresolute philosophy. I didn't come here to play a weak-willed brand of football." BAROU walked away, and Lawrence just looked at him, and Aiku tried to call out him. With this action of BAROU, Safi became interested in him. After BAROU exited the room, moments later we see BAROU practicing in training field. Someone says, "Nice shoot, BAROU Shuei. Your physical aspects are top-notch as well." BAROU looked back, and it was Safi standing by the door. Safi said to him that BAROU's data shows that he has the strongest striker aptitude in Ubers. "So please, even if you're faking it, can you try my philosophy at least once?" BAROU responded, "Bruh, you seriously call yourself a master?" Safi was waiting for an answer. So BAROU rejects Safi's request because he doesn't see football as a job, and football is the only one way he chose to become a king. BAROU wants to conquer the world by becoming the best in football, and tells Safi, "If you want to use me in your team, you have to adapt yourself into my philosophy." After listening to BAROU's word, Safi starts laughing and tells him that, "You are really interesting." But suddenly Safi becomes serious and steals the ball from BAROU at a high speed, and BAROU doesn't even have a chance to react, and Safi continues and says, "You think of yourself as a genius, and unlike who is better than everyone else. Am I right?" BAROU was angry that Safi took the ball from him so unexpectedly, and Safi continued and told BAROU that, "You are a person before you're a footballer. If you can understand this difference, you're nothing but an amateur." Safi pointed to BAROU to come and see what you can do, and BAROU angrily attacked him to get the ball back. But Safi simply passed BAROU with a nutmeg and told him, "In the end, you've been living your life belittling those you feel are untalented, but even yourself, your talent is a gift from your parents. And if you don't understand that, you're not a pro footballer." BAROU shouted in response to Safi's word and said, "Huh, what nonsense is this? If I just thank my mom and dad, will I be the best player in the world? If this is the case, I will be the number one in the world without thanking anyone. I will be the most ungrateful number one striker in the world." Safi told him with a smile, "There was a time when I was like you. I would have put everything I had into my talent, and alongside me was my best friend." And there's a flashback of Mark, Safi and his friend winning a cup. Safi explains and says, "My friend and I did everything we could with the fame and fortune we got through playing professional football. We had believed that we're going to be the kings of football world." BAROU tried to steal the ball, but Safi pushed him and he fell on the ground. Safi finished his speech and said, "But we fucked up. We didn't pay attention to the exercises or our abilities decreased. And because of overwork, we got injured, lost our position and were disgraced many times. When a man falls, it only takes an instant." Safi continued, "Finally, his esprit shattered, and my best friend killed himself." After hearing this incident, BAROU was shocked and couldn't stand up straight after falling. Safi asked BAROU that, "BAROU Shuei, can you love yourself when you're no longer known as a genius?" BAROU couldn't answer, and Safi repeated his previous word and said, "Before you're a football player, you're a person, regardless of whether you have talent or not. So value yourself, BAROU Shuei. So, BAROU Shuei, let's work together. Are you interested in succeeding me as Uber's next king?" Well, the chapter ends here, and what I think about this chapter is that Safi sees the youth in young BAROU and wants to help him to not repeat his mistake. And many may say why. BAROU, who is not even from his own country and has only seen him for a few minutes, and even if he is looking for a replacement, there's Lorenzo, who is one of the new generation 11. Well, I don't know. Anyways, tell me your opinion in comments, and if you have theory about the next chapters, share it with others in comments, and I will definitely use the cool ones in the next videos. If you like this video, I suggest you watch this cool video about real presence of Shidou which was deleted in the anime. Go and watch it.